We've reached the end of the Paris trip, and every couple has gone through some major changes, resolving, or at least addressing, the issues they started with. Unlike the previous Paris episodes, this one doesn't focus on the scenery as much, but instead gives us beautiful character moments. Let's dive into where everyone ended up on this trip. Isaac and James. Isaac has a fantastic time at the bookshop, but otherwise he's struggling. When the group splits up into couples to explore the hotel, Isaac ends up by himself. Thankfully, Tara offers him a hand and they run off together. At the birthday party, Isaac becomes overwhelmed by all the kissing and leaves the room. James finds him, and for a moment it mirrors Nick and Charlie's tender scene from season 1. But Isaac doesn't respond favourably. He runs off, visibly emotional, and when he re-enters the party, his tears hit hard. Surrounded by people, he is completely alone. James, although hurt, still shows up at the party and tries to enjoy himself, but the truth or dare game gets awkward quickly for him. There is a tough conversation or two to be had here, and we'll see that in the next episode. Ben. Ben doesn't do much in this episode. And honestly, why is he at Tara's party? Imogen dumped him, and he's not close to anyone else there. It seems like he's only there to act as a threat to Charlie, and to provide a plot device for Nick's big moment during the Truth or Dare. Oh well, only one more episode for him to go. Imogen and Sahar. Imogen and Sahar have two blink and you'll miss it moments. And I know, because I blinked and missed them every time I've watched until now. First, during the Truth or Dare, they bicker about who stopped messaging first when Imogen got a boyfriend, and later, they are sleeping in the same bed with Imogen's arm draped over Sahar. It's subtle, but it hints at something more brewing between them. Tara and Darcy. Tara and Darcy have a bittersweet ending to their Paris adventures. It's Tara's birthday, and Darcy is determined to make up for not being the best girlfriend lately.
I'm sorry for being, not a very good girlfriend recently. I'm going to make it up to you.
Instead of having a serious conversation that they probably need to have, Darcy throws a party and focuses entirely on the alcohol and not on Tara. Darcy gets drunk and sick, and though she tells Tara she loves her, it doesn't feel right. Darcy insists it's not the alcohol talking, but Tara struggles to believe her and doesn't say it back. There is so much left unsaid between these two, and we'll have to wait a few more episodes to see it fully resolve. Elle and Tao. Elle and Tao spend the whole episode kissing, and honestly, good for them. It's sweet to see them finally work through their issues and enjoy being together. I also love Tao kissing Charlie, and how happy Elle is when Nick comes out to the room. Mr. Ajay and Mr. Farouk. The chemistry between these two is so much fun to watch. From flirting at the vending machine to dealing with the kids, their connection deepens throughout the episode. When Mr. Farouk tells Nick and Charlie off for sneaking around, Mr. Ajay teases him about doing the same thing with the boy when he was younger. This surprises Mr. Farouk, who opens up about not realising he was gay until his late 20s. The scene is both flirty and a little awkward, and Mr. Farouk even checks to make sure that Mr. Ajay is flirting with him.
You flirt, mummy.
Maybe.
Later, after taking care of Darcy, Mr. Farouk suggests sharing a bed instead of getting the new sheets. He backpedals quickly, but Mr. Ajay encourages the idea, leading to a tender kiss. Nick and Charlie. This is mostly a Nick episode, and he has a lot to handle. Meeting his dad, the guilt over the hickey, coming out, and sharing a bed with Charlie. As they approach Nick's dad, Charlie asks if he should stay behind, to which Nick says,
No, please come with me.
But when it's time to introduce Charlie as his boyfriend, Nick can't say the word. Charlie covers for him, and it's clear that Stefan has no idea what's going on in Nick's life. After a brief, awkward meeting, Stefan leaves, showing that while he wants to care, he doesn't know how to connect with Nick, and finds it easier to just walk off. Later, Nick and Charlie sneak out for a quiet moment at the vending machine. Charlie teases Nick about the hickey,
If you even think about giving me another hickey,
I wasn't thinking
you
about
so
that.
are.
but the mood shifts as Nick opens up about how stressed he's been about coming out, but that he also missed how stressed it's making Charlie. Charlie tries to deflect, but Nick insists, reminding Charlie that his feelings matter.
Matters to me.
It's a beautiful, vulnerable moment that's cut short when they're caught sneaking around. At Tara's party, Nick and Charlie talk animatedly until Ben arrives, prompting them to escape to the balcony. Nick comments on their habit of sneaking away from parties to be together, and hopes they'll always do it. Charlie gets his big moment of the episode when Harry shows up at the door, wanting to join the party. Harry's apology for saying some homophobic things feels insecure, and Charlie shuts the door in his face. It's a powerful moment of him standing up for himself, and maybe an insight into what's to come. During the Truth or Dare game, things escalate. Charlie gets asked to kiss James, and then Ben, and he refuses to do both. But Nick can't stay silent any longer, as he's desperate to protect Charlie. In a bold move, Nick comes out to the room, taking all the pressure and focus off Charlie. They both answer the questions that are thrown at them, and the support they receive is heartwarming. Once back in the room alone, Nick and Charlie finally have a chance to talk about everything that's happened. They both seem to be okay with how things played out, and their conversation quickly turns playful as they bicker over which side of the bed belongs to whom. But the light-hearted moment doesn't last long. As they start to make out, Nick panics, admitting that he's not ready to do anything more than kissing yet. Once again, the show beautifully highlights consent between these two, which is always amazing to see. They spend the rest of the night talking and falling asleep in each other's arms. A sweet and tender ending to what has been a big day and a big trip. I will never tire of seeing the quiet moments between Nick and Charlie. This episode is packed with sweet, meaningful moments and major developments for every couple. From Nick's growth and Charlie's confidence to Isaac's self-discovery, the Paris trip ends on a high note, for most, setting the stage for what's to come. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for more Heartstopper content. And as always, thanks for watching, and let's see what other secrets we can uncover next time on Nerdy Investigations.